Have you ever woken up and realized that a certain ache in your hip or a nagging cough has been your constant companion for weeks, yet you just brushed it off as a natural part of growing older? It is a question that haunts many of us as we enter our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Why does it seem like the most serious health challenges often give us no warning until they have already taken root? Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on why early cancer can be so incredibly quiet in the senior years, and more importantly, how you can develop a sharper ear for what your body is actually trying to tell you. It might not just be aging that makes these early signs so hard to spot. There could be a specific biological mask or a common daily habit that is hiding the truth from you, one that almost everyone thinks is just a normal part of getting older. In this video, we will uncover 7 surprising reasons why your body might be staying silent and show you exactly what subtle whispers you should be listening for to regain control of your health. By the end of our time together, you will feel more empowered, more aware, and better equipped to protect your independence for years to come. Before we jump in, if you care about staying healthy and independent, consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications as we share the kind of senior health tips doctors often overlook. And let me ask, are you watching from the US, the UK, Canada, or elsewhere? Drop a comment below with where you are from. I am always curious how far our senior health community reaches. It is truly wonderful to have you here with us. The first reason we often miss those early warnings is something researchers call the normalization of symptoms. You see, as we move through our golden years, we expect a little bit of stiffness in the morning or perhaps a bit of fatigue after a long afternoon in the garden. Because we expect these things, we tend to categorize every new sensation as just another birthday present from Father Time. Think of your body like a house you have lived in for 40 years. You know which floorboards creak and which windows stick, so when a new creak starts in the hallway, you do not call a carpenter, you just step around it. This is exactly what happens with early symptoms like a persistent dull ache or a change in energy levels. We tell ourselves that it is not too late to make a change, but first, we have to stop accepting pain as a mandatory part of our lives. Growing older does not mean giving up. It means using smarter strategies to distinguish between a rusty hinge and a structural problem. Now let's talk about the second reason, which is the fascinating but quiet world of our immune systems. As we age, we go through a process called immunosenescence. Imagine your immune system as a local police department. In your 20s, that department was fully staffed with young, energetic officers who would turn on the sirens for every little disturbance. If a rogue cell appeared, they were on it immediately, causing a fever or a big inflammatory response that you could not possibly ignore. But as we get older, that police force gets a bit smaller and maybe a little more relaxed. They might see a small problem and decide it is not worth the siren. This means that in seniors, early cancer often does not trigger the dramatic symptoms like high fevers or sharp pains that younger people might experience. Instead, the body stays quiet because the alarm system is turned down. It is not that the problem isn't there, it is just that the messenger is whispering instead of shouting. You can support this aging police force by focusing on gut health and getting plenty of vitamin D, which helps those remaining immune cells stay vigilant and ready to signal when something is truly wrong. Moving on to the third point, we have to address the background noise of chronic inflammation, often called inflammaging. Many of us live with a certain level of inflammation due to arthritis or old injuries. When your body is already dealing with a constant, low level of internal heat, a new source of inflammation, like an early tumor, just blends right in. It is like trying to hear a single person whispering in a crowded, noisy restaurant. You might feel a bit more tired or a bit more stiff, but because you are always a little tired or stiff, the change is invisible. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Oncology found that many seniors only notice a change when it becomes significantly different from their baseline, but by then, the early window has passed. Picture this. You have had a sore lower back for years because of your golf swing, so when a new, slightly different pain appears in the same area, you just reach for the same heating pad you always use. To counter this, try keeping a simple health journal. Just a few notes a week about how you feel can help you spot a trend that your memory might overlook, helping you catch those silent shifts before they grow. If you are finding these tips useful so far, please give this video a thumbs up, as it really helps spread the word to other seniors who might benefit. And if you haven't yet, do subscribe for more little-known health insights, because we are just getting started on this list. The fourth reason is one that is very common but rarely discussed, and that is the masking effect of medications. Most of us over the age of 65 are taking at least 1 or 2 prescriptions or over-the-counter supplements. While these are wonderful for managing blood pressure or joint pain, they can sometimes act like a veil. For example, if you are taking a daily aspirin or an anti-inflammatory for your knees, you might inadvertently be suppressing a low-grade fever or dulling a pain that would otherwise be a warning sign. It is a bit like putting a piece of tape over the check engine light in your car. The car feels like it is running fine, but the underlying issue is still there. This does not mean you should stop your medications, not at all, but it does mean you should be extra observant. If you notice that you need to take your pain relief more often than usual, or if a symptom seems to be breaking through the medication, that is a signal worth discussing with your doctor. Remember, using smarter strategies means knowing how your medicine interacts with your body's natural signaling system. Next on our list is the concept of organ reserve. Our bodies are incredibly resilient and have a built-in backup system. Even as we age, our organs can often function quite well, even if they are not at 100%. This is generally a good thing, but it means that an early growth in an organ like the liver or the lungs might not cause any change in how you feel because the rest of the organ is working overtime to compensate. It is only when the growth reaches a certain size that the organ finally struggles and the symptoms appear. It is like a relay team where one runner is slowing down, but the others are running faster to keep the pace. You do not realize there is a problem until the whole team is exhausted. This is why regular screenings and blood tests are so vital. They can see what you cannot feel. Think of these tests as a peek under the hood to check the parts that aren't making noise yet. It might feel a bit unsettling to learn all this, but remember, knowledge is power. Now that you know, you can prioritize those checkups with a sense of purpose. The sixth reason why early cancer often stays hidden is related to our digestive systems. As we get older, our digestion naturally slows down a bit. We might get a little more heartburn after a spicy meal or feel full a little faster. Because these things are so common, we often ignore them. However, early signals in the digestive tract are very subtle. You might think that nagging indigestion is just the pizza you had last night, when it could be your body trying to tell you that something has changed in your internal environment. Imagine Mary, a vibrant woman in her 70s who loved her morning coffee. She started feeling a little bit of reflux, but just switched to a darker roast, thinking it was better for her stomach. She did not realize that the slight change in her digestion was a whisper from her body. The actionable takeaway here is to pay attention to persistent changes. If a digestive issue lasts more than 2 weeks, even if it is minor, it is worth a mention to a professional. Swapping heavy processed foods for fiber-rich vegetables can also help clear the noise in your gut, so you can feel these changes more clearly. Finally, we have to talk about the psychological aspect, which is the fear of being a burden or being perceived as complaining. Many of us were raised to be tough and to just get on with things. We do not want to bother the doctor with something small, or we worry that every little complaint will lead to a battery of scary tests. This can lead to a habit of self-censorship where we downplay our symptoms even to ourselves. We say things like, "Oh, it is probably nothing," or "I will see how I feel next month." But I want to tell you right now, your health and your independence are worth fighting for. Every small step you take, every better food you choose, every time you speak up about a change, you are taking charge of your future freedom. It is not too late to start being your own best advocate. Imagine walking up your porch steps with confidence and ease because you caught a small issue before it became a big one. That is the goal we are working toward together. So, to recap what we have covered today, early cancer often shows no obvious warning in seniors because we tend to normalize our pain, our immune systems become quieter, and chronic inflammation masks new signals. We also have to be mindful of how medications can hide symptoms and how our organs can compensate for problems until they are quite advanced. By staying observant of digestive changes and overcoming the urge to stay silent, we can break through these barriers. It is all about giving your body what it needs and avoiding the sneaky things that cause harm. I know getting older is hard. The aches, the fear of losing mobility, it can be scary and discouraging. But you are not alone in this, and it's not too late to turn things around. Your body is always trying to heal and strengthen itself. All we have to do is give it the right fuel and care. Growing older might be inevitable, but growing weaker or being caught off guard doesn't have to be. One meal, one step at a time, you are taking charge of your health. You are not just a passenger in this journey, you are the driver, and you have the power to steer toward a healthier, more vibrant life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these points surprised you the most? Have you ever noticed a small change in your body that you initially brushed off, only to find out it was important later. Share your story or any questions in the comments below. I read every single one, and we all learn from each other. Your experience might be the exact thing someone else needs to hear today, to feel less alone. If this video helped you or opened your eyes even a little, please hit the like button. It means a lot and helps others find this information. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on these health insights. If you are still with me and determined to stay strong and listen to your body, type a 1 in the comments to affirm it. Your voice matters here, and we are so glad to have you as part of our community. Keep taking those small steps for your health. They add up to giant strides in your freedom. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember, your independence is worth every bit of your attention.